go about it for our entertainment tonight from Eric and his team at the DJ Firm. Can we get a round of applause for them? Such a fun, enchanting addition to our program this year. Thanks, guys. Welcome, everyone, to the 15th Annual Evening of Hearts and Hugs. We are so thrilled to have you here with us tonight in this beautiful venue, always stunning at Theater on the Lake. My name is Carrie Heidemann, and I have had the pleasure and privilege to serve as a Danny Did board member and as co-chair for this event with my good friend Katie Rice. Yay, Katie. For those of you still standing, please come forward, take a seat. We'd love to begin the show. A few quick notes for our guests. Please help us to run a smooth program by giving your full attention to our speakers tonight so that everyone has no trouble hearing. We will be recording this program for those who are not able to make it in person tonight. And there are seats available further forward, so don't be shy. Come on up, guys. There's room for everyone. Thanks, guys, in the front row. I think we're filling in okay. All right, and now I would like to introduce my talented co-chair, Ms. Katie Rice.
Wow, look at this incredible crowd. My name is Katie Rice, and I am honored to serve as this year's co-chair with my dear friend, Carrie Heidemann. It is amazing to think that we are all standing here at our Hearts and Hugs event for a 15th year. So many of you have been guests for this event for many of those years, and we are incredibly grateful for your continued support. As many of you know, this movement was started by the Stanton family, and it was born out of a terrible tragedy. But tonight, it is Danny's legacy and the impact of his foundation that we are here to celebrate and continue to grow. To our incredible planning team, thank you for your constant creativity, support, and passion to make tonight so special. So without further ado, let's get this started. I'm thrilled to introduce you to tonight's MC, Dina Bair. She is an Emmy Award-winning journalist who is currently an anchor for the WGN Midday News and the medical reporter for the WGN Evening News. She is also a philanthropist who has served and supported numerous Chicago and national nonprofits. She's been a friend of the Danny Did Foundation for many years, and just this week, she interviewed our team for a segment for National Epilepsy Awareness Month. So please join me to an evening of Hearts and Hugs, Dina Bair.
Thank you very much. What an amazing event. Thank you for inviting me. I'm not Mike Lowe. I know for those of you who have been here in years past, Mike does such an amazing job. And as many of you know, he's going through cancer treatment, and he had his last chemo on Wednesday. So please send up some prayers for Mike that he will be back here with you healthy next year. We all love him. I'm not a rambler. I know there's many ramblers in the crowd here, but I did send my daughter there, so kind of. Katie, thank you so much for starting us off so well and for planning and executing really just an unbelievable event. And of course, we want to thank Mike and Marianne for starting this movement, for taking such unimaginable pain and turning it into purpose for so many people who have benefited from the good work of the Danny Did Foundation. You all should give yourselves a round of applause for being here, for donating, for being generous tonight, because the work is so very important. Big thank you to John and Maggie Wren, who host us here every fall at this great venue. I also want to give a big hello, where is he, to Chris Hensley. Chris, are you here somewhere so we can, oh, there he is. So last time Chris and I worked together was a decade ago. They know very well that journalists don't add very well, and so I lose my place. This man is the pro. He is going to make sure that we get the most bang for our buck in the evening. So we'll see you back here in a little bit, Chris. Thank you. I was amazed in doing the research for the interviews that I've done to highlight the Danny Did Foundation. 1 in 26 Americans impacted by epilepsy. I really had no idea that it was that many people. My husband, who is here with me tonight, we have a niece who has epilepsy, and in her early teens, she was having up to 50 seizures a day. And she proudly will tell anyone who asks now she was the first deep brain stimulation patient in the city of Chicago. And she is thriving, changed certainly by this disease, but she just posted on social media that she's expecting a ring for Christmas. So we're hoping for really, really great things in her future. And the support is so very important. So many partners help make this event possible, and I'm going to have to look down because there are so many that I have to read and say thank you to each and every one of you. Sponsors from UCB, SK Life Science, of course our friends at Northwestern Medicine, Nick Shaw and our partners from Peterson Technology Partners, the BHD Kozlov Family Fund, and our friends Denise Kozlov, David Gross, and Dana and Craig Sanders. Author Kathy Gerke and her new children's book, The Great Big Snow Adventure. Candace Lenti and her team from Wintrust, and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. You all have shown your commitment to the Danny Did Foundation, and we really, really appreciate you. So now I have the great pleasure of introducing the Danny Did Foundation president, Tom Stanton.
Thanks, Dina. It's great to have you with us. And I just want to reiterate a huge thanks to our co-chairs, Katie Rice and Carrie Heidemann, for planning an incredible night. Thank you, guys. I also want to recognize my colleagues. We're a small team, but we have a really dedicated and committed team. Mary Duffy, Katie Gaughan, Callie Sargis, and Brendan Duffy. Thank you guys so much for what you do. So it is hard to believe this is our 15th annual Evening of Hearts and Hugs. Our mission to prevent deaths caused by seizures was born out of the bravery and fortitude of my brother Mike and his wife Marianne to give this big idea a shot in the name of Danny Boy. Thousands of families are better for it, so thank you. We're also grateful to our planning committee for creating this beautiful evening, to our host committee, especially the Sinave family from Michigan and friends. Thank you for being here. And to our incredible board of directors led by Kurt Florian and Caroline McAteer. Thank you all for your friendship in advancing our mission. So next, I have the privilege of introducing our first ever Champions of Hope Award. In thinking about the honorees, we envisioned individuals who have shown a long-term commitment to protecting those living with seizures, who have had a personal connection to epilepsy, who show us inspiration and leadership through their approach to their journey, who are dedicated to making an impact through philanthropy, and lastly, who are genuine in their compassion and empathy in their concern for the well-being of people who face epilepsy. Since we met them in 2013, Amy and Matt McInerney have displayed all of those qualities and more. As parents, they experienced many dark days when treating their son Nathan's epilepsy. Fortunately, they found their cure, and Nathan has grown to become a happy and healthy high schooler. Yep. But Matt and Amy have never forgotten those feelings that epilepsy imposes. They have spent years providing hope for others through their advocacy and their generosity. For that, we will always be grateful. So please join me to congratulate our 2024 Champions of Hope Award recipients, Amy and Matt McInerney. All right, let's take a quick picture, okay?
Thank you, Tom and Mary, Mike and Marianne, and the entire Stanton family and the foundation for this recognition. We are truly honored and appreciative of this Champions of Hope Award. As Tom noted, we're now more than 10 years removed from those dark days of watching our son Nathan struggle with epilepsy. He was 4 years old when he had his first seizure in the end of May in 2013. But he wasn't diagnosed with Doe's syndrome until much, much later. And he went from being a perfectly normal kid to one who was having dozens of seizures each week. He had experienced sort of this mixed bag of seizures that went from these very little ones that would just come and go in seconds like a light switch, and he would just go down and then come back a few seconds later, all the way up to the ones that went, up to 10 minutes and seemed like they would never end, and everything in between. So he suffered from hundreds of seizures over this period of time. When it was at its worst, it actually left him unable to speak. Through that time, we navigated a very frustrating healthcare journey of trying different drugs and hospital systems and neurologists before finally finding a wonderful team of doctors at Lurie Children's Hospital in 2014. They ultimately helped Nathan get on the ketogenic diet, which magically stopped his seizures from occurring almost immediately. It was within a couple of weeks. And this diet was a miracle cure for him. He stayed on it for a few years, and all the seizures stopped. He was off all the drugs. He got off the diet. And since then, he has not looked back. So, very nice story.
So we learned we needed to advocate for our son as parents through this process, and we also learned to lean on a community of support as we went on this journey. There was a time when neither of us were sleeping much because of Nate's seizures were happening in the middle of the night. So when we learned about the Danny Did Foundation and ordered an MPIT monitor, it literally began to help us get our lives back on track. We were able to rest better, and that allowed us to function better for him. The daily challenges of coping with epilepsy are so difficult, and sometimes a little bit of help in the middle of that is just what is needed. That is why this mission and message the Stanton family has shared resonates so much with us. You are making a big difference in helping people manage through terrible circumstances. Sometimes a monitor is just enough to help people fight through another day, another week, or month as they search for answers and solutions. In our case, that helped us on our way to find a wonderful outcome for our son, and we'll always be grateful for that. Over the years, we have come to learn more about Danny's story and appreciate so much about what this organization and family is doing for those who live with epilepsy. We are grateful to be part of this community and to help this wonderful organization. We thank you again for this recognition. Thanks.
Okay, so I just want to next up introduce our wonderful friend and our auctioneer for this evening, Chris Hensley. Chris, welcome.
Good evening, Danny Did. How we feeling out there tonight? Let's try that again. For those of you in the back who are standing back there, how on earth are you going to be able to bid when I start calling out these incredible live auction packages? Get up here and get in some of these seats in the front right now. Let's go. Make some noise for our friends in the back who are refusing to come up here and be a part of the show. Let's go, folks. Come on. All right, so folks, my name is Chris Hensley. It is an honor, a privilege, a pleasure to be back with you once again this year. How many of you have been here by a show of paddles? How many of you have been here before? All right, not bad, not bad. How many of you here for the very first time? All right, make some noise for our newbies here. Yeah, so those of you who have been here before, I expect you all to show our new friends how it's done, Danny Did style. Can we do that? All right, very good, very good, very good. All right, so folks, once again, tonight's incredible live auction is brought to you by our friends right here at this beautiful venue, the Theater on the Lake, led by John and Maggie Wren. We have 5 incredible live auction packages. It is gonna go fast, so get those paddles ready. All right, we've done our paddle practice. You have them in your hand. My second rule after getting your paddle in your hand is deals. We are not here for them, all right? We are here to support a great cause, right? And rule number 3, we're here to have a great time while we support this great cause, okay? So make some noise, all right? If you want to stand up on your chairs, if you want to hoot and holler, if you want to scream out when you see somebody else put their paddle in the air, I need you on my side. I need you making noise to motivate them, encourage them on to continue to bid. Can we do that together? Can we work together tonight? All right, I assure you, when you put your paddle in the air, everybody will cheer for you as well, all right? So, all right, and my final rule, if you are here with a significant other, let me see your paddles right now. Put your paddle up in the air if you're here with a partner. I don't care what they are. Husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, baby, boo, bae, pookie, whatever you call them. If they want something, your job is to let them have it, all right? You don't want to go home empty-handed tonight, and you definitely don't want to go home with an upset spouse, all right? Very good. So we're going to bid often, we're going to bid big, and we're going to get going right here. Are you ready to go? Sold, 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 sold. How about it? All right. That is our live auction, folks. I'm going to be back in a little bit to do our bid from the heart. But for now, I'm going to throw it back to Dina Bear. Make some noise for Dina Bear, folks. Go get him, Dina Bear.
Now that's how you do it. That's some energy in this room and a lot of generosity. We still do have our paddle raise, so if you didn't get any of the fabulous items in the auction, you will have a chance to donate again. And we also have a very special guest coming up as well. But now I want to just have everyone pay attention because we have a very special video to show you that really characterizes how important the Danny Did Foundation is and what an incredible difference it makes in the lives of families touched by epilepsy. So let's roll that video.
Connor, he's our comedian, for sure.
He's always full of energy as soon as he wakes up.
He was about 3.5 when he had his first seizure. In the days and weeks following, he ended up having many, many more seizures. Realized that it was going to be a long road for him to figure out how to manage it. We started having him sleep in bed with us because he was also having seizures throughout the night too. We were not sleeping, so anxious, so worried. I feel like my brain was just like worst case scenario, like on overdrive all the time. I really thought for a while, like, life is never gonna be the same again. Those were like some of our darkest times, and to have Danny Did come in and turn that around for us was life-changing.
Danny Stanton was my first friend. He was my neighbor, and it was really just some of my first childhood memories were hanging out with him. Danny was really just like a friend to everybody. One of the most impactful things about Danny Did and their growth in the last 15 years is that someone that was one of my first friends has become a friend to so many people through his legacy and impact. What happened to Danny should never happen to anybody else, and it's an avoidable situation. If we can continue to spread the news about SUDEP and continue to help families through devices.
It was like such a relief to one phone call, and then all these people were helping us.
Knowing that that device was readily available for us at no cost because Danny Did was able to provide it for us was a relief. The device letting us know that we stabilized the medicine, we can keep everything as is, and he can go be a kid was great.
It's like just so beautiful how many families that they've touched, you know, not just in the Chicagoland area now, but across the whole country, across the world.
Hola, mi nombre es Elizabeth Saucedo. Yo vivo en México con mi hijo Daniel, que está por cumplir 28 años. Él vive con el síndrome de Lennox-Gastaut desde que tenía 2 años, entonces su epilepsia es de difícil control.
My name's Cody Stevens. I live in Cambridge, Maryland, which is about an hour and a half or so from Baltimore. My son's name is Luke.
I was diagnosed at 23. So I've, been dealing with this for 15 years. I thought, I could do this alone. I thought I can, it's better not to tell anyone and just deal with it.
At Luke's worst, he was having between 30 and 40 seizures an hour. We reached out to Danny Did, and they responded right back.
I couldn't believe at the beginning that I will be able to receive a help from the Danny Did Foundation. So I'm really grateful for the support. It's a life change.
To give Luke this independence, it's been a game changer for all three of us. There's a lot more momentum. There's a lot more positivity. We're encouraged to move forward at this point from where we are.
How Danny Did empower me is like, now I want to own this. What Danny Did Foundation does for me and my family is beyond words.
If I could talk to Danny, I would want to tell him how much of a difference he's made and how many lives he's impacted for the better.
We are so thankful to everyone that supports Danny Did, no matter how big or how small. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mary Duffy. I'm the Executive Director of the Danny Did Foundation. I'd like to start by thanking the individuals and families that were just part of that video that we saw, sharing their personal stories with us. I'm happy to say that both Justin McShay and the O'Connor family are in the room with us tonight. And I'd like to keep that gratitude flowing by mentioning some others who have really contributed this year to further our mission. We have family ambassadors spreading their message in their hometowns all across the country. And we're also very lucky to have a fantastic group of student ambassadors. Many of them are here tonight volunteering. And then a few individuals that really have gone above and beyond. You've shared your time with us, and your talents and your achievements are admirable. And we are just extremely grateful for your friendship and for your partnership. So if you're in the room, if you wouldn't mind standing, Kevin Cohen, Mary Kate Hickey, John Campbell and Sarah Taylor of Northwestern Medicine, Julie Dix, Diane Garvey, John McShay, and Lynn Hanley. Okay, thank you. Now I'd like to introduce you to Israel Lujan, who traveled all the way from Colorado to be with us this evening. Israel lost his beautiful son, Zane, and has generously offered to share his personal experiences with us tonight. Our first meeting with Israel was a few years ago, and he asked to run the Chicago Marathon with Team Danny Did, but we quickly realized that this wasn't a one-and-done thing, and that year after year, he continued to sign up for the team and join us again. But we saw that Israel had a deep commitment beyond the hours of running and training. He became a true advocate, dedicated to making a difference and creating a legacy for his son. Israel educates his community about epilepsy and the harsh reality that epilepsy can be deadly. He carries his son's memory with so much pride and so much love, and his contributions to our foundation have been invaluable. I'm so lucky you all get to meet him tonight. So please help me welcome Israel to the stage.
Thank you, Mary, for that kind introduction. It's an honor to be here with you this evening. My name is Israel Lujan, and I am the father of a beautiful little boy named Zane, whom we lost 11 years ago. This is Zane's story. Zane's story starts right here in Chicago during one of the worst blizzards to ever hit the Windy City and surrounding areas. Zane was born 3 months premature on December 22nd, 1997 in Crown Point, Indiana. Weighing just under 2 pounds, Zane was immediately transported to the old Children's Memorial Hospital right up the street from here. From the very beginning, it was always an uphill battle for Zane, but he was a fighter with a big heart who always defied the odds. He was given a 50% chance to survive those early weeks and battled through collapsed lungs, RSV, and pneumonia. When we finally got him home that late spring, he had gained 5 pounds from a G-tube, and we thought the worst was behind us, until we witnessed that very first nasty beast that we call grand mal seizures. After a series of doctor visits and tests, Zane was diagnosed with cerebral palsy and epilepsy. At first, the diagnosis felt overwhelming. Zane and our family had to navigate a world filled with uncertainty and fear. The seizures came unexpectedly, sometimes during the day, and mostly at night, and sometimes in big, scary clusters. We felt completely helpless, always on high alert, always exhausted, and always wondering when the next seizure was going to hit him. But Zane was incredibly resilient. He adapted to his condition with the strength that often left his family in complete awe. Despite the challenges being special needs, Zane was always found ways to shine and communicate. He loved to laugh. He adored hearing children's voices in music and in literature. And he especially loved his daily routine with his therapist and his nightly routine with his family. He absolutely loved the silly songs that we sang to him, as well as the nicknames his aunties and his uncles and his cousins loved to give him. To my brother, his uncle JC, he was known as Ludush. To his auntie Noni, he was her Twilly. And to me, he was simply my tough little dude. He knew he was loved beyond measure by everyone, but he especially loved mealtime with his grandparents. You see, Zane was a foodie at heart. And I honestly believe he loved his grandparents' home cooking so much because they were so determined to get him off that damn G-tube. And just like that, his daily routine turned into years. Some years were very good, and some years were very bad. Like clockwork, flu season hit Zane really hard. And he got pneumonia, and the seizures tripled every winter in those last years of his life. It wasn't until 2013, during Zane's final year, that I discovered the Danny Did Foundation. The seizures had become so severe that I began exploring alternative therapies like Charlotte's Web. However, in those days, Zane's neurologist understandably hesitated. I couldn't stand watching my poor boy having those seizures. And then one morning there it was, the AP article I opened up in the morning paper, and on the front page was the Danny Did Foundation, and an incredible organization that shared the story of Danny Stanton and his incredible parents that helped protect children and families with epilepsy. And at the end of the article was the email address to Tom Stanton. And that article filled me with hope, and I immediately reached out to him. To my surprise, Tom responded immediately, and we spoke about Zane and the frustrations and the battles of our family. And I don't know if Tom sensed that sense of urgency, and just knew how desperate I was, but they sent an infant unit within 48 hours. Sadly, Zane never made it home. He spent 3 months in the hospital that winter in 2013. And now his little brain was now in a continual state of seizures. And after lengthy discussions with his neurologist and his medical team, we made the heart-wrenching decision to take him off life support. And in that moment of grief, I made a vow to myself I would do anything and everything that I could do to just help one family learn about this amazing foundation in Chicago called the Danny Did Foundation. And here I am today, ready to embark on the training of my 4th Chicago Marathon, and returning full circle to the city of Chicago where Zane's story began. That's why events like this are crucial. They help raise awareness, educate others, and ultimately save lives. We're here to save lives, people. It's about creating a future where families don't have to live in fear of losing their loved ones to this condition. So I urge each of you to support the Danny Did Foundation in its mission, and together we can spread awareness. We can spread those AP stories to our local communities, and we can advocate for research that provide valuable resources for families affected by epilepsy. Zane's journey is not just a story of struggle, but a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Together, we can honor those we've lost and create a brighter, safer future for those who live with epilepsy. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my family back home, Poppy and Grandma Kathy, I love you, in Kingston, my aunties and uncles, to my beautiful wife, Kelsey Ray, and my good friend, Jerber. You're the most generous man I know. I love you, boo. Thank you.
I'll continue to show some love, folks. Israel, Zane's father, right there. Zane's dad. Show some love to Israel. All right, so my friends, if you've been here before, you know where we are. We are at the heart and soul of our program together, and what a way to get there. Thank you so much, Israel, for sharing Zane's story, for keeping his memory alive, and helping others in need. Thank you. Thank you. So, folks, last year, in this moment, our bid from the heart, we were able to achieve something remarkable. We raised together $200,000, right? In about 8 minutes, right? So we're gonna do that again. And our goal again this year is $200,000, but I know that we can exceed that number tonight. Are you all with me in that? Are you with Israel in that? Are you with Zane in that effort as well? Are you with me, Chicago? I can't hear you. All right. So, Bid from the Heart is brought to you by our friends at SK Life Science. Thank you to them for supporting this component of our program. This is, my friends, our opportunity to come together. It's our opportunity to be a community to fight epilepsy and to prevent deaths from this disease as well. All right? So I'm going to ask each and every one of you in this room to participate. 100% participation is our goal. All right? I'm asking for a personally significant gift, and I appreciate that that number is different for every one of us, right? So when I get to a number that's good for you, raise your paddle. Raise your paddle and stand with Danny Did, all right? Stand with Zane, stand with Israel, stand with the thousands of other families touched by epilepsy, all right? If you're a guest of somebody tonight, I ask you to honor your host by raising your paddle. Don't send them a bottle of wine next week. Don't send them a handwritten note, although that's nice, and by all means, don't send them an email. Raise your paddle here in the moment tonight, all right? So I want to start up high. I'm going to start with a big number, and I don't know if there's anybody in the room that can do this, but I want to take a swing for the fences at $25,000 because we need a champion in this fight. We need a superhero. Is there anybody in this incredible room on this beautiful Saturday night at $25,000? Anybody at all to stand with Danny Did at this incredible $25,000 superhero level? Last chance at $25,000. Thank you for letting me step up to the plate and take a swing at it, all right? Now we're going to move on to $20,000. Can I get anybody to show me a paddle at $20,000? 339. Thank you so much. 339 at $20,000 as Scott and Jane. Thank you so much. Scott and Julie, my apologies. I was doing that from memory. So Scott and Julie Gillespie at $20,000. Thank you so much for your incredible. Scott looked at her like, I have a new wife. Scott and Julie, thank you so much. All right, so now we're going to move on to our $10,000 level. Make some noise for 168! 168 at $1,500. You all came to play tonight, Chicago. Great job. Great work. Thank you all so much. Now, I would not be a good auctioneer if I didn't try to separate you from a little bit more of your money, all right? I have one more thing. And this thing comes with something also. So this is your last opportunity to give tonight, okay? Your last opportunity to give at $115, all right? $115. Our volunteers, Tom and Mary and Katie and Carrie, our event chairs, are going to move their way up the aisle. They're going to collect your paddle from you. If you want to give them your paddle, we're going to charge you $115, and those paddles are going to make their way up to the stage in about 90 seconds, and one person is going to win a free trip to Europe, all right? Free trip to Europe. So let me tell you a little bit about this trip. It's called Passport to Europe. Passport to Europe. You can get in. If you have already bid, you can put your paddle in again. If you have already bid and you're here with your spouse or partner, your baby, your boo, your pookie, whatever you call them, you can throw both paddles in and double your chance of winning the passport to Europe. Here's what you get. A 5-night stay in one of these cities of your choice: Paris, Madrid, Prague, Vienna, or Rome. You're gonna have about a 1 in 40 or 1 in 50 chance of getting in, so these are exceptionally good odds. Make sure you give your paddle to Tom or Mary or Carrie or Katie as they come up the aisle, all right? So $115 to honor the 15th anniversary of Danny Did. Drop both paddles in if you want. You get to pick one of the cities from these 5 fantastic locations to enjoy a 5-night stay in a 4-star hotel in the heart of the city with breakfast included every single day. Here's what you'll also get. If you choose Paris, we're gonna throw in a dinner cruise on the Seine River and skip the line tickets to the Louvre. If you choose Madrid, you're gonna get a half-day gastronomic walking tour with 4 food stops and a flamenco dinner show with a 3-course meal. If you choose Prague in the Czech Republic, you'll have a jazz riverboat cruise with dinner and entertainment, and you'll have a day tour at Kutna Hora. If you choose Vienna, you'll have 2 tickets to a concert at Sala Terrena, and you'll have a horse-drawn carriage ride through town. If you choose Rome, you'll have the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, and Palatine Hill tour with a private guide. I just did it. It is incredible. You've got to go. And you'll have skip the line entry for 2 to the Sistine Chapel and the Vatican Museums. Now, folks, I'm going to bring up Charlotte and Maggie Stanton and their cousin, Claire. Let's put our hands together for the Stanton kids. Charlotte and Maggie and Claire, get on up to the stage here. They're going to draw our winner. If you haven't turned your paddle in yet, this is your last opportunity to do so, all right? We're still collecting paddles. Anybody else want to get in, just raise your hand and our volunteers will come around and they will grab your paddle from you. My friends, ladies, go grab your bucket over here. Let's bring it center stage, if we will. Please, thank you. Folks, make some noise. Charlotte, Claire, and Maggie. Charlotte, Claire, and Maggie. They will draw our winner. Anybody else that wants to get in, this is your chance. Your paddle might be right on top, all right? At this point, put a little crease in it, you know? Maybe it floats to the top, spit on it so it stands out when the girls stick their hand in there. No? All right, don't do that. All right, girls, I need you to mix those up really good. Really good. Yeah, there you go. Keep going. Keep doing it. Cheer them on while they're mixing them up, guys. Cheer them on. I can't hear you, Chicago. Somebody, I saw a crease in there. I saw somebody put a crease in theirs. All right, who's gonna draw the winner here? Who's gonna draw the winner? Maggie? Who's Maggie? Where's Maggie? Maggie. Okay, let me get these names straight, all right? Maggie. Claire? Oh, I had a 50-50 chance, folks. All right, Charlotte and Claire. Okay, now, Charlotte, you're 5, is that right? Nope, you're 8. Is there a 5-year-old in this mix here? No, that's your other kid that's at home sleeping probably. Yeah, okay. All right, folks, I'm trying to keep up here. Now, let's mix those one more time. We're gonna draw a winner. The winner, everybody's getting charged $115, right? You're supporting Danny Did. Thank you very much for supporting it. But one of them is going to win. And now the winner is, pick it out, dig down in there, dig deep, dig deep. Oh, there it is, right there, right there. Who is it? Tell me the number.
559.
Yep, 559, and the name on it?
Jablon.
Yeah, they had to, could it have been Smith? No, it is M. Jablonowski. Jablonowskis, you're going to Europe. You're going to Europe for $115. Bravo, bravo. Everybody pays, the Jablonowskis get to go. Take that bucket of paddles off the stage. Folks, let's cheer Dina Bear back to the stage. Can we make some noise for Dina Bear?
All right, I want a big round of applause for those little ladies. You did such a nice job. You are spectacular. And we've got, our tabulators back here. I feel like it's the Emmys or something, right? They're counting up all of the money. And while they do that, they're counting up the last few cards so we know exactly how much we raise to support families with epilepsy through the Danny Did Foundation. While they are counting, though, I just want to say a few more thank yous because it takes a village here for sure for all of this to come together. So I want to thank Keith Morgan and everyone at Neurotech, the Rick and Mary Daly family, Jazz Pharmaceuticals, Bob Flood and all at Flood Brothers, our friends at Norellis, our co-chair, Katie Rice, who is so very beautiful, and JVM Realty, Eric Sampson, and the talented team from the DJ firm. Love the violinist as well, wasn't that great? Our new partners from Sarabelle, Jamie Dix and the Telos Group, our friend Carol Wooten, Matt Devine and Whiten Case Law, Loftus and O'Meara Staffing, Julie Dix and Primetime Marketing, the Caraba Hoover Family Foundation, Jenny Novi and Amata Senior Care North Shore, Tim Harrington and Byline Bank, everyone at LivaNova, the Cameron Pepera Memorial Foundation, and device makers Empodica and Epi USA. Our thanks to all of you here especially, and those who are caregivers. We really extend gratitude to you and our hearts to you as well. So, do we have our final number Chris?
We have our
By the way,
final
can we
number.
give Chris a big round of applause, right? This man, the energy he brings.
Thank you all. So, Dina, our goal tonight was on this stage to raise, in the paddle raise, $200,000, right?
Correct.
So I will not have to try to auction off my gold jacket because we hit $207,000. $207,000. And Dina, the paddle drop that we just did is not counted in there, so I think we're probably closer to about $215,000 to $220,000 in 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Not too bad, folks. Thank you for your work here tonight. Thank you, thank you. And hey, let's say a big thank you to WGN, Chicago's very own Dina Bair. Dina Bair, thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you for welcoming me so graciously. As I mentioned, I'm doing this for all of you and for Danny Did, but also for Mike Lowe tonight. So keep him in your prayers, please. And remember, the auction items, you have to bid on the items out there as well. So we're still making more money as we stand. Thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and until next year.